The sun beat down on Dusty Creek, turning the main street into a shimmering river of heat. Flies buzzed lazily around the hitching posts, and the faint creak of a sign above the post office swayed in the dry breeze. On the wooden porch sat a cowboy with his hat pulled low, thumbs hooked into his belt, boots resting against the railing. His name was Colt McGraw, a man who had broken horses, fought droughts, and stared down outlaws without flinching. But today, for the first time in a long time, his heart was racing. He wasn't waiting for cattle, or for the sheriff, or even for trouble. He was waiting for a woman. Weeks earlier, in a moment of loneliness, Colt had sent a letter eastward to one of those agencies that promised to find brides for frontier men. It felt foolish at first, a gamble of ink and hope. But now, the day had come. The stagecoach from St. Louis was due, and with it, his future. The townsfolk knew it too. Old Mrs. Hanley was sweeping her porch across the street, though she had already done it twice that morning. A cluster of ranch hands leaned on the fence rail, whispering. Even the sheriff paused on his rounds to see what would unfold. Everyone in Dusty Creek loved a bit of drama, and a mail-order bride arriving in town was the kind of event that made for good gossip over whiskey. Colt tugged the brim of his hat lower, trying to hide the nervous flush creeping into his cheeks. He wasn't a man who liked to be watched, but there was no escaping it today. The rattle of wheels reached his ears before he saw it, and his chest tightened. The stagecoach came into view, horses kicking up a cloud of dust, wheels clattering over the hard-packed earth. Colt stood, spine stiff, heart hammering against his ribs. The coach ground to a halt in front of the post office. The driver climbed down, tipped his hat, and opened the door. Silence rippled across the street as every eye fixed on the door. Then, with a rustle of skirts, she stepped out. Only it wasn't one woman. It was two, identical. The crowd gasped. Colt blinked, certain the heat was playing tricks on him. But no, there they stood, side by side, two women, auburn hair catching the sunlight, gray vests fitted neatly over traveling shirts, blue eyes as sharp as flint. For a moment, the world went still. The cowboy had asked for a bride. Fate had sent him twins. The sisters stepped forward in unison, skirts swaying gently, boots crunching on the dust. Their resemblance was so perfect, it was like looking at a reflection split in two. Same fair skin, same determined set to their chins, same fire in their eyes. And yet there was something subtle, but there. One carried herself with a firm steadiness, shoulders squared, gaze steady, as though she had already mapped out her place in this world. The other held a playful spark, lips curved as though amusement was her constant companion, eyes darting around as if to drink in every detail. The townsfolk began to murmur. "Two of Idet M," someone whispered. "Lord Almighty McGraw, you done ordered yourself a pair." A ranch hand chuckled, earning a sharp elbow from his friend. Colt's jaw tightened. He stepped forward, pulling his hat from his head. Manners drilled into him from a mother long gone, but not forgotten. "Ladies," he said, voice low, cautious, as though he were speaking to a rattlesnake he wasn't sure would bite. Both pairs of blue eyes locked on him. The steadier one inclined her head. "Mr. McGraw, I presume?" "Yes, ma'am," he answered, throat dry. The playful twin tilted her head, a grin tugging at her lips. "Well, sister, I'd say we found him." Colt's brow furrowed. He glanced between them. "I'm sorry, but I was expecting one bride." "Not." He gestured helplessly. "Two." The serious twin stepped closer, skirts brushing the dust. "My name is Clara. This is my sister Cora. We both received your letter." Colt blinked. "Both?" "Yes," Clara said simply. "And we both came." A laugh rippled through the crowd, and Colt felt the heat rise in his neck. He wanted to tell everyone to mind their own business, but there was no stopping the tide of gossip now. The playful one, Cora, leaned on the wagon rail, eyes glinting. "You did write a mighty persuasive letter, Mr. McGraw. We figured, why should just one of us get the chance?" Colt's mouth opened, then closed. He wasn't sure whether to be flattered, embarrassed, or downright furious. Clara's gaze never wavered. "We came west to start new lives. Whether you meant for it or not, we are here, and we're not turning back." The cowboy stared at them, heart pounding louder than a herd of mustangs.